Hey, how's it going? It's currently past 12 a.m. and I'm going to break down exactly how we did 1 million in 5 months with no ads, by the way, and a very lean sales team. Let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. I'll try to make this as quick as possible. We have a lot to go over. So, I'm going to go over the biggest levers we pulled right away as soon as I came onto the offer. By the way, this offer right here, the month before I came in, did 18K cash collected. The first month we started working together, I multiplied that business like 12, 13x, and we did 225K in the first 30 days of working together. And over 5 months, we got to 1 million. So, here, before I even break down the other levers, I just want to say this right here: a good offer sells itself. So, please make sure you're not scamming anyone. Make sure you're actually coaching these students and getting them actual results and helping them change their life. Me personally, that's the only type of people I would work with is coaches that are actually coaching and changing people's lives. Okay, otherwise you're just scamming. All right, lever number one. All right, first thing we did is just we installed a whole sales system, sales team. What was going on was the offer owner was taking all these calls by themselves with no human DM setters, phone setters, or anything like that. At the time, the offer owner had an AI setter slash and like a part-time DM setter, but nothing was really organized. So that's what we did. Okay, we came in, we hired a full-time phone setter, full-time DM setter, and two full-time closers. By the way, the first month there was only one full-time closer, but we did 225K in that first month. And then we eventually added a second closer. Also, we just improved like the whole sales process, A through Z. Now, what I mean is, brought on a sales manager, aka myself, with my experience of closing on B2B and B2C offers, connections to sales reps, a lot of people, and access to the top high ticket sales programs. I'm able to get sales reps quick and train them on the way I do, and print a lot of money. So sales manager, I came in. Um, we built new frameworks, so new frameworks from DMs for DM setting, new frameworks for the phone setters, or not new, like just a framework because they didn't even have one, right? They didn't have a phone setter. Framework for closers, you get the point. We installed trackers to make sure we're tracking all the sales data so we can scale and make changes based off of data. Team culture, that's why you need a sales manager and you need good sales reps to really build that team culture. Sales reps are self leaders, no sales reps that you need to babysit. We don't have time for those. Those kill the culture and they lose you a lot of money, a lot. It hurts the business more than you think. Next, we built out a whole CRM, put KPIs in place. So, for example, let's go here. Let's go here first. 3 team meetings per week minimum. Usually, I like to do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for at least an hour long. Typically, it goes over that because we have a lot to go over. Make sure we're on the same page about everything. Next, make sure you have sales reps that can handle the limiting belief. That's super important. Being able to handle the limiting belief will pre-handle any objections that come up on the closing call. Or if you have a setter who knows how to pre-handle the limiting belief on a setting call, they will improve the show rate for you because that limiting belief, if we don't pre-handle it, that's gonna make them not show. Like if that fear of whatever that limiting belief is still in their head and we didn't try to pre-handle it, they're gonna be afraid to show up to that closing call. So having a skilled setter that can do that, and then also having a closer that can handle not only pre-handled, that's more for the setter, but the closer that can handle limiting beliefs, fix the person, fix the way they think, so we can help them. It's gonna result in more closes. It's gonna equal more money for you, for the closer setters, everyone. Okay, so that's very, very important. Make sure your sales reps know how to do that and have a sales manager that knows how to teach them that. Next, you want sales reps that have a sports mentality. It would be nice, like if they played sports growing up, like they were in that competitive mindset. Because if you played sports growing up, if you don't perform, you're gonna get replaced by the next guy up. So you have to perform, and sales is a performance based. Um, I like to call it business because the sales reps who treat it like it's their own business are the ones who make you the most money. So make sure you hire those type of reps. That's why you need a good sales manager, and that's what we did. You need reps that can also nurture leads pre-call. Now, a lot of people think I was even a victim of this in the beginning. Is like, okay, the setter's job is just to qualify leads and DQ, get people off the counter that are not supposed to be there. But their job is more than that. You have to teach them how to nurture the leads before their call, sending them customized assets. So you're not being selfish and just hitting them with selfish messages before the call to make sure they show up. If anything, that'll turn them off. And make sure your closers know how to do this as well. That will improve your show rate. Next, you just gotta hire top talent. Like everything that's explained is the definition of having like top talent sales reps. And I'm able to do this because I have access. I was in the sales space myself. I was a setter. I was a closer, sales manager. So I have access to the top talent and I have the connections for this. Now, everything I just went over, the sales part of your business, this will make or break your offer. I've said this a million times, probably, actually not a million times, but I say this a lot. Info, selling, anything in the online business space is going to be in the info space in particular. Let me just make that super clear. 60% sales heavy, 40% marketing. You can have great marketing, but if your sales team is not good, your sales process is not good, they can ruin that great marketing for you and you're going to make less money. You're still going to make money, but not as much. All right. So, next, this is going to go over a good framework for your sales reps. Now, this first half is the setter. The setter should be able to get their goals, their pain points, and then get a time gap, and then get their limiting belief, pre-handle their limiting belief, use that to transition into the why now, then financially qualify, and then pitch the closing call, and then set them from there. Now, for the closer, where it will go is it will go why now, then from the why now, you'll go into future pace and consequence, and you use the limiting belief once you get it right here in the why now, you use it in future pace, you use it in consequence, and then you financially qualify, and then you pitch, and then you get a tie down. Okay. Once you get a tie down that they're certain in the offer, that's when you go for the close, or you objection handle. Okay. So that's the framework you follow. Obviously, I have scripts for the phone setters, the closers, like exactly what to say, what to follow, the actual framework. This is just like a just like a bullet point of it. Next, we'll go into the next big lever we pulled. So here it is, a price increase, and made the offer more appealing. So I came in, I'm like, okay, the offer is 4K for 4 months, easy. And just simply bump it up to 6K for 6 months, and then we added an upsell because there was no one-on-one coaching, so we added an upsell for one-on-one coaching, 15K. By the way, that's 20K now because we got a decent amount of people in for 15K, and we don't want a lot of people. So the offer owner can have time for coaching everyone and to make content. So we bumped up the price so less people can get in. So right now it's 20K. But this is what got us to this. It was at the 15K. That's what helped us get to the 1 mil. And right here we added financing, so we can get more people in, help more people out. People who don't have the full amount. Let's say they don't have the full 6K or the full 15K. Cool. We have financing. The main ones that we used, WAP came in clutch a lot with Split It. You just want to make sure you don't get any chargebacks. And then we used Stripe, Apple Pay. That also comes in clutch a lot for us. And then we also added just like in-house payment plans. Let's say they have bad credit and they didn't qualify for any of those and they don't have the full amount either. Well, we want to get them in for what they have. So that's where the in-house payment plans come in. Okay, so that's the second lever. And honestly, a lot of people are afraid to pull this lever right here because they think people are not going to buy, like they don't have the money, XYZ. But if your offer is actually good, you should increase the price. And if you want to go based off of data, this is why it's good to track your sales numbers and everything. So if you have a 50% or plus over 50% close rate, that's a good sign. That's like green flag. You should raise the price for your offer. But for me, like, even though that data was not there, I came in. It was just like a no-brainer is to do 6K for 6 months and just make the offer more appealing and then add an upsell. Okay. So the next lever we pulled is right here. Implementing organic content funnel. You might have heard me breaking this down in more detail in other videos, but I'm going to break it down again because this is so crucial. So basically what this organic content funnel is just posting consistent IG reels and posting IG stories with CTAs and just giving out a lot of value in your stories as well, the ones that don't include CTAs, and posting student testimonials. This is why it's good to have a good offer that sells itself. Not only will that get you students who are already in the program to get your referrals and get their friends and family members in the program, but it will also help you with marketing, whether that's through paid or organic. So it makes it very easy when you have a lot of testimonials to be able to do like use that in email marketing. Your sales team can use that in follow-ups, and close them on a second call. So that's getting more in depth about the sales side. But anyways, this is why it's so important to have a good offer that sells itself. So in those IG reels, you want to have CTAs that leads to book a call directly. Just go straight to the site for to book a call, or it goes to your DM setter to qualify them, and set them on the closer's calendar. Now, with this system in place, so like you can have the CTA on the like inside the actual reel itself, or you can have it in the description, and then you combine that with like one or two CTAs every week on your IG stories with consistent 2 to 3 IG reels every day with a CTA in them. This right here will get you consistent booked calls every single day. I want to say at least 6 calls per day minimum on your calendar. Okay, all organic by the way, for the free. So what's gonna happen? The way I structure it, when they comment the CTA, let's say the CTA is Rich, right? It comments Rich. What happens is the ManyChat automation sends them a link, and the link, when they click on it, goes to the VSL. So they watch the VSL and they're able to book a call on their own. Now, if they don't book a call on their own, they're already in the DMs because they commented that keyword. So the DM setter has access to start the conversation with them. So if they don't sell a book, the DM setter will set them. And let's say the DM setter doesn't get to him on time. Maybe he's talking in the DMs with somebody else. It's much quicker for the phone setter to get to that lead. Since they opted in, they're gonna get zapped into the CRM, and the phone setter will outbound dial them and get them on a calendar. So one way or another, they're gonna get called up, they're gonna get contacted, and if they're qualified, they will get on the closer's calendar. Now the main thing with this is make sure you're posting consistently 2 to 3 IG reels a day, and also combine this with one YouTube video a week, like at least one YouTube video. Ideally, I want to say you want to do like 2 YouTube videos, 2 to 3 per week, and you can do one educational video, one testimonial video, and a third one just depends on what your offer is. If it's a trading offer, I would post whatever is going on in the news that week that's trending. I would make a video about that and the type of trades you're making because of that event going on, because of the whatever's on the news that week. Okay, so that's some sauce right there. To make this really easy, is just put systems into place. I would find an agency that helps with short form content. Same thing with the YouTube video one. So they can put systems in place for you and make it very easy, where you just read scripts and they take care of the editing, the posting, all that good stuff. Okay, so all you have to literally worry about as an offer owner is just coach your students and record content. That's pretty much it. Okay, all this stuff, you don't want to be doing all this stuff yourself. Like, I know people who are doing all this stuff themselves, and they were stuck for 2 years at like 30K a month, averaging 30K a month, or it took them 2 years to get to 100K a month. So those are like two different people that I personally know that were, some were doing it on their own, some are still doing it on their own, and they get laughed by the competition, by coaches who outsource and bring the right team on that helps them get to multiple six figures and even seven figure months. Now, let's go into the last lever I'm going to go over in this video. Bam. We implemented multiple organic cash injection promos. So earlier I talked about a price increase, but you can kind of do this multiple times. And here's the breakdown. Like, I've done a full YouTube breakdown on how to do this properly, like the exact story sequence to post every single day for 7 days, and how to even like make it more powerful by combining those story CTAs with a few reels and having your sales team do manual outreach. That video is either going to be in the description or just simply DM me on Instagram and I'll personally send it out to you. So in order to do these cash injections, you need to have a real reason to do this, and it will help with those slower months, especially during the holidays. Usually in info, slow months are, you always have that 1 month in the summer, usually it's like June, July, and then in the winter is usually like December, January. So this is where it's important to do, like, during those slow months for your offer. And when I say have a real reason, the real reason could be like a Black Friday promo special, or like a Christmas/New Year's special, or just a price increase because you're adding more to the offer, or you're releasing a new offer. Run the promo for 1 week. It'll make you 100K, and you'll see in that video I break down exactly how you're going to do that. And you want to create real scarcity when you're doing this promo. Now again, like, there's more to it. If you want to see the full breakdown on it, I don't want to make this video too long. That's pretty much everything. I don't want to overcomplicate it. But the key thing is make sure you have a good offer, an appealing offer, and you stay consistent. And make sure you're not doing all this yourself, because it's very hard to do the sales yourself, the marketing, the operations, the automations, all the back end, tracking everything. It's very hard because these are all different skills. As an offer owner, the main thing you want to just focus on, and the reason why this specific offer owner creator was able to get 1 to 1 million in 5 months, is because they outsourced everything. Besides the coaching, they do the coaching themselves, which is another thing that helps, which is like really easy to sell because they're actually getting coached by the actual face of the program. And all I do is coach and just make content, and they actually do the business model that they teach. That's why they have great results. But if you have any more questions on exactly what else we've done, like other nuanced stuff to get to 1 million in 5 months, let me know. Next, we're going to go into paid ads to continue to scale and implement webinars and continue to grow the sales team. DM me on Instagram if you need help, my help to set this up. I can give you free assets to show you this stuff works. You can keep your wallet at home. Don't bring your credit card or any of that stuff. And yeah, even if you're not an offer owner and you have questions on how to do this, feel free to DM me. My DMs are open on Instagram, Kareem.msk. That's enough yapping.